What's good, guys? And welcome to episode number 2 of podcast with me, DJ Sienna Chanel. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know something that you want to talk about because we're going to talk about everything. I did say it's perspective and it's porn. So it's all of the perspectives at all of your whim. Whatever you fancy, we got it. Okay, I'm done. Sorry. All right, big shout out to Bronte, big shout out to AJ, the cameraman, and our producer. And of course, in this amazing spot, once again, big shout out to Off the Hanger, Ani Clothier. That's at, I believe, let me say it right. Let me get the address right. Yep, 12 Linden Street, Newark, New Jersey. I was about to say a different address. That's why I had to check. 12 Linden Street, Newark, New Jersey. And they got everything you need, like really sexy, cute, stylish, boutique-ish men and women um non-gender too, conformity if you don't need that, if you want something a little this way that way, we got that here for you too, in a sexy way, I can guarantee it. So yeah, shout out to Off the Hanger, big shout out to Nita, big shout out to Lynette. Yeah, so yeah, I had to do them a little yeah at the end. So hopefully you guys already watched episode 1 and like, comment, subscribe there. But something that I've been doing on YouTube in general, like I'm super new to YouTube, even though YouTube has been around forever. I've always been kind of afraid of this YouTube beast, but I've decided to tackle it, especially in 2023. But one of the things that I've been talking about specifically on YouTube has been discipline. Discipline. Period, period, on discipline. Discipline, discipline, like, um, it's the time of year, right? We're right in the beginning of 2023. Do you do New Year's resolutions, AJ, or you think that's for the birds? You don't do it, but you don't knock people that do. Yeah, I get that. Um, I just think it's a way or a time to like refocus your energy, if nothing else. If the time of the year is what makes you do that, so be it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us need to like wake up from different things that we've been doing, right? Um, so I guess the first part of the conversation on this journey towards discipline or to discipline or of discipline, however you want to say it, is can you even see discipline? Can discipline be seen? Can it be seen? I don't know. um, can you see discipline? Can you see discipline, AJ? Like, can you see it? Like, is it something that you can see on a person in their life? Discipline. Yeah, I think that's why I asked that question. I thought it was an interesting question because I posed it to myself. Like, can you actually see discipline? And you most certainly can see discipline. An easy way, like a great example automatically is like what everybody's doing right now in January is they did what? Most people went back to the gym. Most people started, oh, I'm gonna eat right. I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that anymore. But the discipline of staying with the gym, going to the gym, eating right, doing those type of things, you can see that, right? You can see it. And just like we can see when somebody's not disciplined in that area. So I think there's multiple areas in that like that you can see. So like financially, I think you can see when someone is disciplined in that area of their life, like based on like, career finance kind of goes together, I would say. Um you could see if somebody's disciplined in their like spiritual life, you know what I mean? You can see how that comes out and projects. What about discipline in their love relationships? You can see that as well. You can see a happy, whole, thriving relationship, and that does take discipline as well. It does. All right. So what does discipline, I guess, look like for you? Because does discipline even make life easier? Obviously it does, but the part of actually doing the disciplining, like disciplining yourself, is what is not always the easiest. Um, but it has to look like something in order for it to become easy, right? So what does that look like for you? Does it look like anything for you, AJ, like discipline? Like if you had to say this is AJ like fully disciplined, what does that look like? Or what are the habits, like, I would say, because that's really where the discipline comes in. Like fully realized AJ, fully disciplined AJ. What's that look like? You don't know. So, okay, cool, cool, cool. So have you ever done this conversation of like dedicating, locking in for 6 months just on yourself, complete full discipline? Have you ever done it? No, I've never done it either. I'm putting it out there because it's not something I've done either. I've disciplined myself in certain areas. You know what I mean? For like 6 months or more, but like full on balls to the wall. Like this is Sienna, completely disciplined, 6 months straight, no distractions. Never happened. I've never done it. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation because it's like, you know, your life generally, again, like, can you see discipline? Your life generally reflects, right, what it is that you've been disciplined in or the lack thereof. So that's why I was asking that. Like that 6 month really lock in. Um, have you done it in like a particular area of your life? Weight loss, cool. Did you went like, how did you change your diet? And that's a big one. So that's a huge level of discipline, AJ, to cook for yourself because Uber Eats is the devil and DoorDash is his mistress, like sincerely. So you know, that right there alone, he's got more willpower than most of us, I would say, to just only cook at home. Are you still doing that or you just did it for a time? Oh, okay, good. So you back on. See, 20 it's the time of year. This is what we do. We get right back onto that. So even that like locking in for 6 months scenario. So I'm super big on like astrology and stuff like that. And I just had my birth chart done a little while ago. So there's so many things that I'm like learning and uncovering, or just say I'm digging deeper in certain areas of my life. And one of the things that my birth chart specifically focuses on is self-worth, self-value, self-worth, self-value. And something as simple as saying like locking in for 6 months, going hard for 6 months, it does make me take a look at, like, am I worth that? What value do I have in myself that I can't like do the best for myself for 6 months? I don't think that that's like a lot to ask for, but apparently, I don't think I'm worth it, and I don't know if other people think that they're worth it. Maybe in certain ways, but not completely. So that's something to always think about. Um, and just to go back to the conversation of like why aren't you being the most disciplined that you possibly could be, even for just the 6 months? And I would have to say for me it's always some sort of distractions. um any distractions that you deal with, AJ? Soda. Soda is the distraction. Got it. Well, mine are a little bit deeper than soda. And I guess like statistically, there's some other distractions, like bigger distractions. Well, soda could be a really big distraction for some people, but um there's other distractions that take people away from their most disciplined self. And number one, I would have to say, and I would agree with this, it has to be exactly what I want you guys doing right now, watching social media, watching me on YouTube, being like technology in general is a huge distraction for a lot of people. And I think like, can you get lost? I get lost sometimes. Like I was supposed to be doing something. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go here and do this real quick. I'm gonna look this up. How about I'm gonna look up a workout right now on here and then I'm going to do this workout. And what ends up happening is that I just get sucked into like some sort of rabbit hole where I'm looking at, a meme now, or I'm watching something else on YouTube, like a how-to thing, or I'm watching like some funny scenarios now. So I ended up like wasting another half an hour to an hour not working out, but sitting on my butt and looking at, everything else. So I'm very disciplined in not good ways. I'm disciplined in making sure that I spend and waste a lot of time on social media. I make sure I get that in. I really do. I think most of us do, right? But yeah, technology is definitely one. So do you cut down your screen time, or do you just make these other things that you want in your life to be more important, and you prioritize them, meaning you use the discipline, right? Or what about relationships? Has a relationship ever distracted you from something you were supposed to be disciplined in, AJ? No, never. That's that okay. Go ahead. Mhm. I hear you. Um I do hear you. You know, and I think this is a difference sometimes a little bit. This is something, let me say it in this way, because this is the way I normally put this. This is something that I admire about men a lot of times, is that most times they will not allow you to distract them from whatever it is that they said they were going to do. If a man is going to the gym at 5 p.m. and this is what he does, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you're saying, what have you, he's going to make sure that he is there at 5 p.m. to do what he has to do. If a man is, going to dedicate his time to go with his boys at this place at this time, then he makes sure that he does that. I would have to say, and I do not want to speak for all women, obviously, and I'm not speaking for all men, but we're just doing generals here. General things. Yeah, general things. Whatever. That. Um, yeah, I I even have a book that says the title of the book is Loving Him Without Losing You. That's a book that I have in my possession. It's a part of my library. Loving Him Without Losing You. Men, love romances specifically, tend to be a distraction for me. And I agree that if a person is a distraction for you, then you shouldn't be in that relationship. And then this is just to kind of piggyback on what we were talking about in episode 1 about like the financial stability and things of that nature. I do believe that you should, have those things together before you're in the relationship. So I feel that way in terms of what you said with distractions. If I'm dealing with the man and I'm just too like overrun with thought, emotion about whatever is going on with them, and I don't even mean in a negative way at all, it's something that I need to take a step back from normally, because I'm now distracted and off my dean, out of my square about what I'm supposed to be doing. Right. And yeah, that's what I do. I tend to nest when I'm in a relationship, when I'm dealing with a man. I agree. So we don't know about, so like this is background now, which is awesome still, but like we don't know each other, AJ and I, outside of, so just as much as you all are getting to know me and I'm getting to know you, I'm getting to know AJ, he getting to know me. So I've been like serially single for many, many, many years. And one of the main reasons as to why I've been single is because of my fear of exactly that. Because I've done it before. I've done it multiple times before, where I'm here, I'm doing what I gotta do, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then the moment that I'm like, oh, I think I'm in love, I like this guy, my mindset, my emotion, my focus is there, not on what I'm supposed to be doing. So for me, I need to stay focused. And in relationship has yet to be, I haven't been able to master that yet. I'm just being real for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I think that's another level as to why I want to be as successful as I want to be before I get with the person I want to be with, if that makes sense. Because maybe it's like I did all of the, now I just got to like maintain this. I don't have to do so much of the hard, like getting up the ladder type of work. I'm already here. So now I have to maintain, and maintaining is different to me than like trying to build and create. And what's my goal? Like what kind, what do you mean, like my life goal? Oh, career goal? Um, I want to be on top. No, I want to be on TV. I want to host live stuff. Yep. Microphone. Well, I wouldn't. Well, slow down. Slow down. Slow down, because you're projecting a lot onto me right now. And what I would say again is, I don't know this person that we're discussing, you know what I'm saying, at all. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna go after my career. That's very important to me. Any man that knows me, that wants to move forward in any way, they know that 100% before any portion of that. So that doesn't mean that things can't be arranged for us to continue whatever part of the relationship it is that we have. It just would have to maneuver in different ways, just like vice versa. I feel if a man had that opportunity, then I too would have to technically get in where I fit in based on whatever it is that he has to do to now maintain this new level. So I just expect the same level of respect that I would give to a person. That's and that can be dangerous to expect anything one, and then to be even more like I guess egotistical to think that you could have the same level, to expect the same level of respect that you give to another person. I know that's way out of pocket. That is astronomical thing to ask for. I get it. But yeah, I mean, I think it would have to alter, it would have to change, because that is what I would be expected to do. If I'm with the man that he's making $1 million a year, now he has the opportunity to make 25 million, but his schedule changes. If I'm his wife or his partner, then I would have to maneuver, or we would break up and we wouldn't work out like that anymore. And that would be the same for me. If I meet a man, I change in whatever ways in terms of my money, my bracket, my work schedule, load. Either he would be supportive of that and get in where he fit in and support however he can, be on the road with me sometime, go blah blah blah, or not, or we don't make it. And that's the thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think we make a lot of things when it's not even like there yet. I feel like if these are people that I have like strong relationships with, you know what I'm saying, then they're not going to go anywhere either way, whether I have a lot of money or I don't. You know what I'm saying? But it depends on the relationship that you've built with this person. But again, for me, relationships can be a distraction when it comes to getting to those levels. So it has worked in my favor, I would say, generally speaking, when it comes to like not being in a committed, serious relationship while I'm still trying to soar to whatever new heights I'm trying to soar to. Um, Friends, in terms of a relationship, do you think that they have any type of pull? Well, not relationship, in terms of like uh discipline. Can they be a distraction? I don't have that pull anymore. I feel like that's like when I was a kid or like younger, that my friends dictate or can have a pull over like when I'm gonna be disciplined or not. Well, no, okay, I can say this. Like sometimes my homegirls want to go out and like drink and like, get bad food to eat and stuff like that. And now it'll take me off my little discipline area for a little while. So, and that's still my decision. They're not making me do anything. You know what I'm saying? But that's like, I guess I could say that's why or how friends can be a distraction. Um, but again, just like what you were saying about the partner, and going back to, the first episode, you talk about those people that are around you in your circle, you know, can you be with the person? Like, okay, prime example, I got a friend who is seeing someone. He's like s- a a workout, like that's all he does. Super buff, in shape, whatever. The woman, on the other hand, that he's seeing is not interested in working out, in doing anything like that, eating healthy, working out, nothing like that. I don't think that they're necessarily gonna work because they're like he can't support her in the ways that he thinks are important, and she doesn't want the support in that way, meaning like working out, you know what I'm saying, eating right, working out. And then she also doesn't really care about what he's disciplined in. So I just feel like you know what I mean, like I guess it could work, you know what I mean, as long as y'all like keep those two parts of your life separate. But it's like standards, again, this goes back to like self-worth, self-value. um do you want to be around the people that are around you, 5, 10 people around? I would love if all of the people that are around me are in excellent shape. It would definitely make me like up my ante a little bit, and not in a way of like, oh, I'm competing with them, but this pressure is good. You know what I mean? I think that that's good. I think if my partner is working out and in good shape, that motivates me to work out more and to be in good shape. That doesn't make me want to rebel against that. It makes me want to be a part of it and be like, oh, we getting in shape. Oh, we about to be like this. Now I wanna be able to like, all right, let's do this workout together. That was one of my sidebar. That was one of the best dates that I've ever been on. I went to the gym. Me and this guy went to the gym. He was doing CrossFit. I was doing like other type of workout. We went to the gym. He tried to break me down, but he couldn't, ladies. I held my own. Like, obviously he's stronger, you know what I'm saying? But I held my own. And that meant so much to me. It was great. Like, we were both active. It showed me that he's in really great shape, that he takes his health, you know what I'm saying, seriously. I'm showing him the same thing. Like, we match up there. That's what's up. You know what I mean? Like, that right there, that's not a distraction. That's a person that has your back. That's a friend. That's a partner that's willing, no matter if you're about to go and be, Jillian Michaels of all, fitness and all of that. Like, it doesn't matter if you're going there. I support you because I want to see you do well. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to like not be with you because I'm doing well. No, I'm here to support you. I'm not trying to distract you. I'm trying to support you. Sorry. um This last one is the mind. How does the mind distract you? Does your mind tell you to do something right and then you like have an argument in the back of your mind and say like, I'll get to it. Does that happen to you, AJ? No, you just whatever your mind says to do, you just like, yeah, you know what, you're right. I'm doing that now. Yeah, exactly. And that's why that's important. Yeah, but there's like a better mind, if that makes any sense. There's like I'm only saying it and saying like I'm just trying to find another word for it. Like, you know, I hear in my mind, my subconscious or whatever telling me the right thing to do. Like, I've heard it. You know what I mean? Like, you should run right now. Oh, make a smoothie, whatever. And then I talk myself out of it from doing something. So I have like this better mind that is disciplined or looking for the discipline or wants to approach the discipline. And then I have this other, and that's really just your habits. You know what I'm saying? That's your habitual mind. Like I say, we have like a better mind and you have your habitual mind. And that habitual mind is what keeps telling you the stuff that you're used to doing over and over again, because that's like the comfort zone, the stuff that you're used to doing. And that's what you'll hear most of the time. So there's like a lot of work that has to be done to discipline the mind in general, just to get you to even the next space where you're actually like disciplining yourself. There's a battle that's happening all the time, I would say, until you drown it out. You have to drown out that noise of that nasty habitual stuff that will fuck you up. It's true. With being disciplined, and this is the part I don't even know how to really talk about this portion, because this is the part that I'm not good at. It's like balancing like your love life and your career. That's the part that I'm not good at. If you have any comments or you're able to support me in that, some tips, I would appreciate it. But yeah, do you have a tip maybe, AJ, for balancing your love life and your career? He would have married you, girl. Why you listen to them friends? Um, I hear that. You know what I'm saying? I hear that for multiple parts of that conversation. I do. And that's another day. I'm not gonna get into that part of the conversation right now. But I'm glad that you mentioned the friends, because this woman, it seemed like maybe she had outgrown that friend relationship at the time, but maybe didn't realize it. Only because if you were, and I'm assuming, you know what I mean, you seem like a great guy, but if you all were getting along, you enjoyed each other, you wanted to be around each other, you know what I mean? Like you were both happy. There's no way that your true group of friends would have deterred you from something that's going to make you happy and make you your best. So friends can definitely be a distraction as well. You know what I'm saying? And when do you realize that your friends have now, like, maybe you've outgrown that relationship? To me, that would have been that's definitely a red flag for the woman that you were seeing. That should have started to, hopefully, I don't know where she is now in the world with the same friends or not. But sometimes that's a realization. Like, my best friend and I won't say that we've outgrown each other, but we definitely realized that um if we're gonna be even in our relationship as a friend relationship, that we need to be like leveling up in the world. If we're not doing better, then why are we still like we're having the same conversations over and over again? We're not, moving forward really in any way, then maybe it's not that we shouldn't be friends, but maybe we just need to take a break. Like maybe this is not the same thing. Remember, we talk about those the habitual mindset. So if you have friends that are around you that are saying the same things over and over and over again to you, like either it could be like what they're dealing with in their life and their hardships and so on and so forth, and or just all the shoulda woulda couldas, like because you can get trapped in that too, like, oh, I want to do this but then I'm never do this. And if you have a friend that's matching that energy, remember it's about the people that are around you, then that's really where you're gonna stay. You know what I'm saying? Like that's they say that on a scale of 1 to 10, when they say like, okay, what do you rate yourself on a scale, like attraction wise or whatever, right? They say that majority of people only go, like everyone goes within a range of maybe 2 up or 2 down. So if I say I'm a 6, right? I'm a 6. That means that 9 times out of 10, I'm either going to get a 6 that's the same as me, or maybe 2 up or 2 down. So the lowest it seemed like I would get for like a man would be like a 4 on the attraction level, and the highest I could probably get is like an 8, and that's me at like a 6. I'm not saying that's what I'm calling myself. I'm just saying this is like a Discovery Channel conversation, right? So if that alone, if that's what you attract just naturally, now imagine with all of the words that you say, the things that you talk about, the actions that you do, the places that you go, you know what I'm saying? Like now you're bringing more and more things that are similar to you all the time. And that obviously has to do with friends. 9 times out of 10, you guys have the same interest generally, and that's why you're friends. So just like in a relationship, if I want to do something, like we're talking about the working out relationship, if it's important for me to be in shape, if it's important for me to live a certain type of life, then I need a partner that's going to do the same thing. And I need a friend that's going to be, even if they're not doing the same thing, I need you to support. You can't be on the sidelines like, oh, girl, now you want to eat this fried chicken, girl. We ain't got to do that. Like telling me not to work out, telling me not to go to a job, stuff like that. Like that's just wrong for you all the way around the board. So friends can definitely get stuck in the past and outgrow relationships. So do you have different friends for different activities? Let's say like maybe you have just a friend that is the person that you can do the workout with, but then maybe you have the friend that you do the cheat meal with. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then maybe you have to like compartmentalize these people. And that's funny because yeah, we can get to it now. That's funny because of since I've been single for quite some time, right? And the love and the balancing of love and career is difficult for me. I still, although I've been like specifically single, I still have had, partnerships, you know what I'm saying? Relationships with people. And what I've noticed for me personally, and I don't know how about anybody else, and I would love for you to comment under here if this is a case or a scenario for you, but being in a poly scenario supports what it is that I am doing. I feel a little bit more than a monogamous scenario for me. Just because, like I said, I tend to nest and get a little more focused and locked into what I'm doing if it's a monogamous scenario, as opposed to poly, where it's like I know that this person is also seeing other people, and you know what I mean? I'm like, when we have time to see each other, we're enjoying our time, we're enjoying our space. That's that. And then when we separate, we separate, and that's it. And that doesn't mean that we don't speak, doesn't mean we don't have conversation. Doesn't mean we don't do anything like that. It just means that it's not as inundated with like monogamy. Like I can be with other people, I can do other things, I can spend other time, I don't have to check in, I don't have to do that. Like monogamy for me, it definitely promotes some of my more negative behaviors. Like I said, like nesting is not wrong. It's not wrong if you're in a relationship and you're gonna be a stay-at-home mom. There's nothing wrong to nest. It's not wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that at all. Are you gonna be home for a while because you just had a baby, or you're having a baby, or whatever it is, like, or you have young kids, or however the life is. That is not wrong. Nesting is not wrong. It's wrong when you don't have all of the shit that you're supposed to have personally, independently, and then you also don't have a partner that's supporting you to get to those things. That's when nesting is wrong, because now you're not prioritizing. See what I'm saying? That's when it becomes like not what you want to do. That's when you're no longer disciplined. Right now you're focused on something else. You've turned your whole focus onto a whole another scenario that you don't even, not saying maybe you don't want it, but it's not the lifestyle that you want. It's not how you want to live in this relationship. So monogamy, just for me, it tends to promote the behaviors of jealousy, possessiveness, insecurities, and I would say like nesting. That's why I brought it up. Not really nesting, but maybe laziness. It makes me want to like Netflix and chill and eat like bad food and just kind of lay around and have sex, and like that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? When I'm with the person, like I like to be very uber happy. And remember I told you about the birth chart scenario? So it's like, okay, I'm like earth sign, earth sign, earth sign. So everything about me is like senses, senses, senses. So if we could like not do anything that has to do with like real life, and everything could be totally about like sense gratification, food, music, good things to watch, we're warm and snuggly, we're being sensual with each other, I won't have to see or think about anything else in the world like ever. That will have me completely locked in. That's cool, but it's not really cool for me because I don't want that type of lifestyle. Like if I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, I think that type of distraction would be cool. You know what I mean? Would be awesome if that was what I wanted. But when I really look deep down in myself and realize the discipline that it's gonna take for me to get to the goals that I want like seriously for my life, then there's no way that I can do those things at the same time. So that's why, AJ, when you said it doesn't seem like I'll really be able to have a relationship or whatever, I've heard that for a long time, and I understand that, because you do have to kind of choose sometimes. You know what I mean? And I think that's for men and women. I can't say, either way. Like sometimes you do choose. You can't. I'm glad you gave your 8 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a part of it. A lot of times we all pick 8 out of 10. It's all based on what your standards are, though, right? What are your standards, AJ? She got to be 6'3" and up, eh? That's your standard. I'm joking. She got to be what? Over the X's. Oh, yeah. No, I agree. I'm with you on that. I agree. I'll say one of mine, just really sidebar, and then we're gonna wrap this show up. But I feel the same way about being over the exes, but it's like since I have kids, I definitely date men with children, you know what I mean? So for me, that's the part that really has to be over. You know what I'm saying? Like the whatever the relationship, the love relationship is between the mom and the guy, that's the part that I need to know is really truly over. Because I feel like that's one of those things, like I don't date people when they got a kid that's too young. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to have older kids. And I understand scenarios, but it's just too early to say that y'all don't know. Y'all might try. Y'all might try to figure it out. And I don't think that that's bad. So I'm always going to just back out and be like, "You sure? I think you should try to figure that out. Try that one more time before you're sure." You know what I'm saying? Like give it a scouts try. So yeah, that's one of mine. I get being over the exes. I'm like that with the baby mamas. Like you got to be really over that, like sincerely. And wait, sidebar, she really got to be over you. That like there's that. Like y'all both got to be over each other completely. Like I don't want him, he don't want me. I got to know that part because that's a tough one. Definitely. Um this all boils down to discipline ultimately is something that we need for our own personal, again, I started this conversation with self-worth, self-value, and we'll add it. Don't you want to be your own peace, right? Like yes, someone can be your peace. That's awesome to have someone be your peace, but don't you want to be your own peace? Don't you want to bring yourself peace? And discipline is the way to do it. I mean, I know when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I feel better. When I'm more prepared, I feel better. When I'm doing the things that I said I was going to do, I feel better. When I do it consistently, I feel even better. And that's where the discipline is. So, in order to decide that, your peace is important, that your self-worth, that your self-value is important, then discipline has to come first, and you have to put yourself first in the disciplining. Like, not everybody else in their life, but what you have to do. And then, there's always this conversation of like mind, body, spirit. How do you discipline yourself? Mind, body, spirit. Yes, that's there. But I use it in this way. Big shout out to Florence Scovel Shin. I'm a big reader. That's all, The Game of Life and How to Play It. That's My Word is Your Wand. Read those books. She's from Jersey too, way back in the day. It's an old white lady, passed away now. Florence Scovel Shin. She doesn't say the mind, body, spirit, but she says wealth, health, love, and perfect self-expression. Those are the ways that I want to be disciplined, right? Wealth, health, love, perfect self-expression. Those are the ways I want to be successful as well. Wealth, health, love, perfect self-expression. Yeah, those are more than mind, body, spirit. That's like all encompassing to me. I agree. And last but not least, if anybody's ever dealing with this issue with love and career as a balance, kind of like AJ said to me about maybe not being in a relationship, there's a master guru that I listen to by the name of Sad Guru. If you can look him up on YouTube as well. And he does a talk about how marriage doesn't support you reaching nirvana, reaching like your greatest level of like maybe spirituality or something like that. Um, I mean, it's not saying that you can't reach, nirvana, and I'm using that word just for a lack of a better term, in a relationship, in a marriage. But what he explains is how much more difficult it can become, solely because it's like, imagine you yourself, the amount of discipline that it would take for you to reach the goals that you want in your life. And now you've decided to add on with another person. So now you have to compromise so much in your life just to interact and stay with this other person. So it's not that you can't reach that, to that mountaintop together. It's just going to take a lot more work in the process, and that's okay. You know what I mean? That's okay. The discipline is the most important part. So whether you're doing it on your own, or you're doing it with the partner, or you're doing it with your friends, don't forget those people that you keep around you are going to support you in these ideas of discipline that you have for your life. Hopefully you're going to put yourself first. That's the main point of all of this, putting yourself first and putting the things that you need in place, in order, discipline to move your life forward. Don't just use 2023 as the way to do that. Well, January 2023 to do that. It's a good time to start, but discipline never ends. All right, I'm off my soapbox. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us for this second episode of Perspective Porn Podcast. I'm DJ Sienna Chanel. Big shout out once again to Off the Hanger Ani Clothier. That's at 12 Linden Street in Newark, New Jersey. Shout out Lynette and Anita for letting me use this bomb ass space. Thanks, AJ, and thanks to Bronte. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.